Good day, fellow investors. I'm very proud of the community we have created on my research platform, and then there are always these great comments under every topic that make me think. And here the comment is about Braskem. I have recently analyzed all the chemical stocks. I hope you've seen that video. And look at this craziness. Braskem is now 90% down, but each time it was down like that over the last few decades, each time it returned, what is this, 10x, 6x, 4x, 3x. So if the trend continues, if you buy now, you can expect a 3 to 10x from Braskem. Let's see if that is a potential successful investment ahead. Just a quick note, you can pause and read what does Braskem do from ChatGPT. So chemicals, global diversification, but no competitive advantage. If we look a little bit at the earnings, the current situation looks bad because utilizations are down. Here is something likely maintenance. EBITDA down 67-77%, cash generation negative, there is significant debt. Okay, it's long-term debt, but when you look at the covenants, the debt holders might always come back. Some liquidity, but they are burning through that fast, because if I look at the cash consumption just in one quarter, 1.5 billion, so they need to simply push up the cash balances and likely take more debt. And if we look at the debt profile, there is cash. This is not called upon, but longer term, there are significant debt situations, and one should look into the covenants for risks there. But if we look at the situation, perhaps this chart here really explains best the chemical situation. We have demand. The expectation was that demand will grow as it grew in the 2010s. However, that has slowed down, but due to high cash levels, capacity investments have really been high. Now you have this gap between supply and demand, which means low prices and terrible results for chemicals. That is the situation, and this cycle might last for a few years. And if we look at Braskem over the last 20 years, okay, growth, early days, Brazil, emerging market booming, but then it has been stagnating in US dollars for the past decade. If we look at profitability, on average, with the losses and positives, it didn't make much money over the last 20 years. However, it did invest, rack up debt, and therefore also survived the bad downturns by totally destroying the equity there. I see also stock issuances in bad times, stock issuances, which again leads to dilution. But when the stock is down, you need to issue a lot of stock and therefore destroy the potential benefits of the upside. However, if you look at the dividends, when they pay dividends, things look great. Dividends paid in 2021, 1 billion, which means that's 100% potential yield from Braskem if that market situation reverts. That's that's not a P ratio of 1, that's a dividend yield of 100% potential if the market reverts. And then look also at the dividend paid, 2.5, 2.11, 2.16, 2.21. Compare that to the peaks of the stock price. So when they pay another dividend, you can expect the stock to go ballistic. Next dividend, 5x, is the reward potential that Braskem offers. But for that, you need a quick revival of the chemical sector. We have seen the supply and demand 5 years oversupplied, low prices, scraping for survival. And survival solutions are gone, the equity is gone, the debt is high, not low like it was at the beginning, therefore very, very risky. This time, Braskem might need miracles, and miracles might have been used up. And how it will survive 5 to 7 years if we have a proper America's recession, US, Latin America, Europe, things like that, this will look very, very ugly. So this is a company that hasn't made money, in the last 20 years on average. But it is a good bet for that dividend, likely funds, ETFs, Brazil exposure, I don't know what, not for us value investors, even if it can do greatly.